liberal gun laws. This summer, Governor Brian Sandoval signed a bill into law doing away with gun registration in Clark County, a move applauded by most gun advocates.
But when you cast your ballot for president next November, you'll also vote on a proposal for stricter background checks. I set out to find out more about current laws and talk to Nevadans on all sides of one of our country's most controversial issues.
I'm all about making it easy to own a weapon.
Guns don't kill. It's the people who use them. Well, great. Then let's background check the people who use them.
I don't want to live in a place where I feel like I have to carry a gun to protect myself.
Nevada's gun death rate is higher than the national average. The Law Center to Prevent Gun Violence gave our state an F for the strength of its gun laws. Some want to change that.
If a private person sells a gun to somebody, they don't do a background check, maybe there's not going to be any problem and everything's going to be fine and it's all good. But when there is a problem, it's critical.
The background check initiative would require every gun buyer to undergo a background check, including at gun shows and between private citizens.
I'm opposed to the law. This is a Bloomberg law that basically you have a former New York City mayor spending millions of dollars in our state. And, thanks for the dollars, but get out of my state.
State Assemblywoman Michelle Fiore is not a fan. She's talking about the group behind the proposed law called Nevadans for Background Checks. They're linked to a group backed by former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg.
This is the FS9.
Licensed gun dealer Rod Beasley is on her side.
You can't pass a law to make people good. All you can do is not impede the people that are good from being able to protect themselves.
But before we talk about where gun laws may be headed, let's talk about where they stand right now.
A private person can sell another person a gun, and they don't have to do a background check.
True. Only federally licensed gun dealers require background checks.
I used to carry a stack of blue cards. You needed a different card for each of your revolvers or your semi-automatic weapons. You don't have to do that anymore.
Also true. You don't need a permit to buy a gun, and owners no longer have to register their weapons, get a license, or carry a blue card.
But as Nevada law stands now, unlicensed dealers are allowed to be at gun shows and allowed to sell these guns without a background check, right?
Well, not just here. They're allowed that anywhere. They're allowed to post it online to sell it. They're allowed to sell it wherever. There is no law against that.
Recent FBI statistics show Nevada ranks among the worst states in robberies, assaults, and murders involving a firearm.
What's the solution? It's not more background checks.
I believe the United States of America was built on the gun. It's our tradition. We should never allow anyone to take that inalienable right away from us.
They argue the person who wants the gun to kill will get it anyway. Yes, but he won't get it at a gun show, and he won't get it at a gun shop. And he won't get it legally. If that doesn't mean he won't get it, that just means it's going to be a lot harder.
They must be idiots. I hate to say that, but it's like in our state, you get a tremendous percentage of people that are false denials.
Beasley told me he has too many customers fail the background check for the wrong reasons.
95% of the denials are for stupid stuff that people, I had no idea that I had an outstanding traffic ticket.
I checked state law. These are some of the reasons people fail the background check. Outstanding warrants, admittance to a mental hospital within the past 5 years, certain convictions for violent misdemeanors, all felony convictions. I asked Beasley what happens when there's a false positive.
What happens if you sell me a gun,
right?
I walk out with it today, and then it comes back later that there was something flagged on my gun?
Oh, that has happened. That's happened to me. The ATF is in charge of going out there and retrieving that gun.
A lot of people are trying to say, hey, we shouldn't be doing background checks. They don't work. They absolutely work. Tons of people denied all the time. Felons, people with abusive histories.
Alex Acree is a gun dealer, gun owner, gun advocate, and background check advocate. I met him at the Rocky Mountain Gun Show at South Point Casino.
If you're going to sell your gun at our gun show and you're one of our vendors, we require you to do a background check.
Even though that's not required by Nevada law. Karush Haroni is the show's promoter. He turns away gun sellers who don't want to follow his rules.
So you go above and beyond what Nevada law requires?
Absolutely.
How do you know who's the good guy and who's the bad guy if someone just walks up to you at a trade show and wants to buy a gun? I mean, you hope that they're the good guy, but you don't know. And there's so many shootings, there's so many terrible things that happen in Las Vegas because the bad guy got a gun.
Fox Fox 5 employee Kristen Kidman uses her guns for target practice. That's a rifle she bought at a local sporting goods store.
There was no waiting period, there was no questions, there was no test. I mean, I picked it out and had it home in 15 minutes. I wish that it was required to take a class, a safety class, make sure the person actually knew what they were doing when they were shooting the gun.
The people I talked to agree too many bad guys get a hold of weapons. They also agree there's no way to stop all bad guys from getting guns. But how to slow it down? Therein lies the gun control controversy.
The more gun control you have, the higher the death rate.
If it passes in Nevada, the Silver State would join 18 other states that adopted the background check initiative. Do you support that law?
Yeah, I support that law.
If you have nothing to hide, then you'll pass it.
We live in a dangerous society, and anything that takes away our right to protect ourselves, I'm opposed to.
I reached out to Metro Police to try to find out how many guns used in violent crimes were obtained illegally. They told me Metro has no way of knowing. They don't track or trace any of the weapons they confiscate. The officers I spoke to also told me the newly passed law doing away with gun registration makes tracking and tracing even more difficult. But the officers I spoke to also said Sheriff Joe Lombardo supported that law and the department supports its leader. As for the background check initiative, that will be on the ballot November of 2016.